For anyone nursing a budding business idea, remember that every big achievement begins with the courage to start small.
I would say that AI is a technology just like anything else, and that you can use it in a bad way, you can use it in a good way. It depends on the user.
Right.
It doesn't depend on the technology.
In 2024, this year, SMEs represent over 98% of all businesses in Canada, employing more than 10 million Canadians and contributing more than 50% to the GDP.
50% of all employees at 137 are women.
Hello and welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. I'm your host SK and I'm thrilled to bring you a fresh episode packed with groundbreaking insights. Today, we have a truly inspiring guest, Fadwa Mohanna, a pioneering force in the tech sector and the founder of 137, a leader in digital identity solutions. With her extensive data science and business background, Fadwa has been instrumental in driving advancement in AI, cybersecurity, and quantum readiness. Her accolades, including the RBC Women of Influence Award, underscore her influence and dedication. Now, let's dive into the exciting world of technological innovations, exploring how AI, diversity, and the economic contributions of SMEs are reshaping the business landscape. Hello, Fadwa. Welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. How are you doing today?
Thank you for having me. Very well. Thank you.
It's our pleasure to have you here. We are excited to delve into your journey and hear all about the innovative projects you are leading at 137. To start off, Fadwa, could you share the inspiration and journey behind founding 137 and how it has evolved to become a leader in digital identity solutions?
Absolutely. So it all happened like most founders' story. An incident happened in 2015. I was walking in the building of a highly secure building, and I was asked to leave my ID at the reception. And when it was time to leave, it turned out by mistake they gave my identity to somebody else. And of course, when you go through walking in as a powerful person with identifications and leaving as a nobody, you understand for the next at least 8 weeks, I couldn't travel, I couldn't bank, and I literally became a nobody.
It was a very bad experience for you, right?
Exactly. So like every founder, you just sit and say, how could a piece of paper define my existence, define my freedom to travel, to bank, etc.? And this is when I wanted to focus on digital identity and provide means for anyone to prove who they claim to be in secure manners without depending on paper-based identification papers.
Okay. And thinking back to the beginnings of 137, what was the moment or need that sparked your interest in identity solution? Though you have already discussed, but we want to know in detail, leading you to establish such a forward-thinking company.
So having undergone a lot of travel, anything from visa applications, anything from opening a bank account, you know the amount of paper that you have to submit,
right.
That amount of time you have to spend just to complete your KYC, know your customer,
right.
And then, become a trusted customer for the bank, a visa holder to travel, etc. And even if you want to undergo more lengthy procedures such as immigration, you know how many papers you are asked
right.
to produce and have them stamped, have them notarized, etc. So the process always of proving our credential, our education, diplomas, travel, bank statements is always so lengthy. It's always paper, and it's always very time consuming, energy consuming, money consuming. So the procedures today, the workflow of integrating our identity and availing services, whether from banks, airlines, telcos, and the government specifically, today remain heavily dependent on papers. And in this time and age, you wonder, how could we, still be so dependent on paper-based to prove who we are? So digital identity really falls into the fabric of everything that we do, but we continue to do it in a very archaic manner. And hopefully now we look into more secure and trusted manners to integrate identity into the daily workflows of me, of you, of any citizen, of any consumer, and make proving who we are a painless
Right.
activity.
Right. And in those foundational days, Fadwa, like what were some of the hurdles you encountered and how did you navigated these challenges to keep moving forward?
Of course, as a founder yourself,
Right.
so you have two big obstacles. You need customers and you need funders.
Right.
And those are like, regardless of the pain.
It's not easy to get, right?
And both actually, are extremely painful
Yes.
processes. So customers, we went to the market. We spoke to every customer who really was willing to listen. We were knocking on every door until we really met some we were lucky to meet the innovation team at TELUS, which was the first company that opened our doors to our innovation.
Okay.
And since 2020, we've been relentlessly innovating with TELUS. So this is really, if it speaks to anything, to the power of having really the first customer believing in what you do and just giving you the space to innovate with the feedback, with listening to their input while you're innovating. So rather than innovating in a void, innovating with a real customer, it makes all the difference. So this is maybe my first, call today would be so for every Canadian large enterprise to give a chance, be the first. There is always this question, who else is using it? Who else is using it? Rather than asking the question, if you can take the leap of faith and be the first customer who gives a startup a chance to innovate. That makes all the difference.
Thank you so much, Fadwa, for sharing your inspiring journey with all our, listeners. It's truly inspiring, and I believe your motivation and your story will inspire others to, making their path more easier. Now, in 2024, this year, SMEs represent over 98% of all businesses in Canada, employing more than 10 million Canadians and contributing more than 50% to the GDP. Additionally, everyone knows, SMEs are pivotal in fostering innovation and economic growth. Given the significant role of SMEs in Canada, how do you see 137 contributing to this landscape in the coming years?
Absolutely. So, as you rightly mentioned, the fabric of the Canadian ecosystem is largely 99%, even I heard, is SMEs. And these represent all the newcomers, all the students who are hitting the market. They want to join their first company, and they want to start applying all their learnings. So being one of those companies, we have been since inception opening the door to students for their summer placements, and we've been hiring in the Canadian market. And every time we can find graduates, would be ideal for us, because these are the people that still have the breadth of education, but then with training and with formal training and in-house training, we're able really to work jointly with them to take their education to the next level. So for us, the focus has been on new hires, new recruit fresh out of university, and really sharpening their skills as much as we can. But this is on the hiring side. Now on the application side, our technology really is all about securing enterprises, whether small or large. And securing, SMBs as well is at top of our agenda. So we are working relentlessly on offerings that suit SMBs, that makes all their security, identity, security, whether for their employees or their customers, part of their ecosystem, something that wouldn't cost an arm and a leg to install, but suitable for SMBs.
That's a big concern for
Yes.
SMBs, like the cost.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So cost being prohibitive, was also one of the reasons why 137 specifically focused on providing solutions suitable for SMBs, offered by Canadian employees. So this has been absolutely our focus since day one.
Right. And how SMBs, our audience, can get connected with 137?
So it's easy. They can sales at 137id.com. They can go to our website www.137id.com, and they can just hit the button for a demo, for a talking to our team, and we're very approachable. Whatever method they like, email, LinkedIn, we're here to listen.
I'm just taking a moment here to reflect with all of you listening. Fadwa's journey from concept to creation is a powerful reminder of what's possible when you channel your passion into your entrepreneurial ambitions. For anyone nursing a budding business idea, remember that every big achievement begins with the courage to start small. What small step can you take today towards your big dreams? Now, moving forward, let's discuss about artificial intelligence. Could you delve into how AI technologies are woven into fabric of 137 services?
Yes, so AI, as you know, as for the last year, that's been the word, the only word actually. And AI has been now slowly becoming the glue of all the other technologies. So, we were at 2 years ago, you could have spoken about 4 technologies like foundational, what we call the foundational technologies. So you had AI, you had like quantum coming, and then you had security. Cybersecurity was separate, kind of a separate standalone bucket. And of course, you had a plethora of hardware. So all the chips that need to power such technologies. What we have seen in the last year is really the intersection of all those foundational technologies being led by AI. So AI now becomes the big umbrella under which all the other technologies are being bucketed.
Right.
So let's talk about security and cybersecurity. What does that mean specifically? So I would say that up until 2 years, you could have graduated just as a security analyst or security expert. And then you could have had simply like IAM, Identity Access Management education, and could find a job. I would say that in the next 24 months or 12 to 24 months, the nature of security and cybersecurity itself is changing drastically, and security is no longer a standalone technology.
It's going to be a big change, right?
It's going to be a huge change, and I would say that the lines between cybersecurity, AI, quantum readiness are becoming more blurred, and a person needs to understand the implication of each one of those technology on the other. So I would say that the word cybersecurity no longer exists as a standalone. I would say you have, moving forward, to say cybersecurity in the age of AI.
Yeah.
You cannot discount anymore all the softwares and the incoming implication of AI on cybersecurity.
Yeah.
So, what gets to the news, of course, is how the deepfakes, for example. We started seeing all those voice and video deepfakes.
Right. Generated by AI, right?
Exactly, generated by AI that the news picked up upon, and this is what we're starting to see, the bad side of AI starting to show its face. I would say that AI is a technology just like anything else, and that you can use it in a bad way, you can use it in a good way. It depends on the user.
Right.
It doesn't depend on the technology.
Right.
So in this sense, I would say AI will become much more involved in the fabric of security, even to fight AI, but combined with other technologies. Like, for example, in the case of 137, we're using a layering of security that would stop deepfakes. So you cannot anymore just have AI against AI. You have to think of all your arsenal of technologies that you can layer one on top of each other, so that you have like deepfake resistant technologies, etc. So this is what I'm talking about, the amalgamation, the layering of so many technologies in order to produce the next wave of AI resistant security services.
Okay. Thank you, Fadwa, for sharing your invaluable insights on this important topic. Following on that, what developments in AI are you most enthusiastic about?
Well, so much is happening. Anything from co-piloting, using it in the day-to-day coding activity, has become heavily integrated in our own activities. That's how we started. Right now, we're pushing the limits of the workflow generation using AI. So, for example, how can I turn a voice utterance or typed order of saying open a bank account, as simple as that, into a full sequence of workflow steps that are all automated but done securely, privately, where the exchange of PII, personal identifiable information, remains regulated by all the laws that are applicable. So converting daily activities and daily workflow into AI generated processes, this is what has been now top of our agenda, and how to seamlessly integrate it into the daily activities and running the most rigorous software in the back end, but without making the user experience friction heavy. So we want to make it frictionless, seamless, intuitive in the normal language of the user, and take care of all the technology behind in the back end.
Okay. How do you, I see you have a lot of knowledge on different topics, on security, on AI. How do you keep yourself updated on these trends?
Yes, so it's been really an exercise into making sure to stay up to date. So I've been attending a lot of events and conferences, the last two in San Francisco a week ago, were both RSA and the Bloomberg Technology Summit. And in both of them, there was a heavy exchange of knowledge, but then all the daily reports, CB Insights report came out this week. You have all the predictions that came up from the analysts. We're always speaking to analysts ourselves. So Gartner and all the thought leadership producing analysts, whether all the major publications, we talk to them, we update them on what 137 is doing. We read their reports. So there is so much reading and interaction with the communities. There are all the communities meetings that take place, whether in industry, etc. So keeping yourself involved in all what's going on actually helps in bringing the knowledge to the team.
Okay. I believe the potential of AI is indeed boundless, and hearing about its applications from someone at the cutting edge like Fadwa not only enlightens but also inspires. Let's pause to consider Fadwa's highlights of AI's transformational role in business. How are you integrating new technologies to stay ahead for all our listeners steering their ventures into the digital age? Whether it's AI, blockchain, or another innovation, adapting to tech advancement isn't just an option. It's essential to thrive in today's market. Let's pause to consider Fadwa's highlights of AI's transformational role in business. How are you integrating new technologies to stay ahead for all our listeners steering their ventures into the digital age? Whether it's AI, blockchain, or another innovation, adapting to tech advancement isn't just an option. It's essential to thrive in today's market. Now, moving forward, let's discuss about diversity in tech. Fadwa, how have you implemented strategies to foster diversity within 137, and what tangible impacts have these initiatives had on your company culture and your business outcomes?
Yes, being a woman founder, it came only natural that diversity would be one of the top targets. So I'm really happy to share that 50% of all employees at 137 are women.
Wow.
And we make sure always, every position we post is we make sure to indicate women are, invited to apply, encouraged to apply. We make sure every position, there is no labeling of coding or, engineering activities. We make sure women are everywhere, in every department.
In every field, right, yeah.
In every step of our development. So what does that mean for the business? We were starting to hear a lot about these AI language model that have been trained only by men, and therefore even the answers they're returning shows that they have been trained by men. So whatever society problems we have, of course, will be reflected in the training we do and in the answers that we'll get. So having a woman voice in our development process and bringing this diversity of cultures, gender, opinions, while designing our products, brings those kind of product that everybody can use, that are, diversity by design, and are including different opinion and different voice. So when you just have one voice in your design and development, and when you release product only by, limited by one gender, of course you're going to have a product that is suitable only for one gender. So I'm happy to share that, we always make sure it's 50-50. We listen to all the voices, we design and we produce products that are suitable for our society. Our society is made up of 50-50. So this is the real reflection of our society. So why should our tech companies not be a real reflection of our society, right?
Thank you so much, Fadwa, for highlighting such a critical topic. I believe your dedication to fostering diversity enriches 137 and sets a benchmark for the entire tech industry. Leaders like you pave the way for a more inclusive and innovative future. I do like to connect with everyone tuning in on the topic of diversity that Fadwa brought up. It's not just about filling quotas, but about enriching our workplaces and outputs with varied perspectives and experiences. Think about your environments. Could you do more to foster inclusivity? Diversity drives innovation, and it starts with each of us making conscious choice to support and implement it. Before we take a short break, let's recap. We discussed Fadwa's journey to founding 137, her early challenges, and how AI is integrated into 137 services. We also touch on her strategies for fostering diversity within the company. After the break, we will hear more from Fadwa about 137's contributions to this landscape.
You dreamt big. You made the leap. You and your "we're not stopping at small" business. Doesn't matter you've never done it before. You unlock those problems. You adapt to change. You learn to evolve. You're pioneers in challenging times, finding your own frontiers. Wherever you e-commerce, UPS is with you. So nothing is going to hold you back.
Nope.
Constant Contact delivers the marketing tools your small business needs to keep up, excel, and grow. Constant Contact, helping the small stand tall.
Welcome back, listeners. Before the break, our conversation with Fadwa Mohanna progressed seamlessly through several key topics. Now, let's delve into 137's contribution to Canada's economy. Let's discuss about contribution to Canada's economy. Small businesses, like small and medium-sized businesses, like 137, are not just part of Canada's economic fabric. They are pivotal to its strength and resilience. Through innovation and agility, SMEs contribute extensively to our national economy and security, making a big impact for beyond their size. Can you discuss the specific contributions that 137 has made to the economic and security landscape of Canada?
Of course, this is the gist of everything that we do, because at 137, really our mission is to make mission is to make Canadian ecosystem more secure. Security today is really the cornerstone. If our identities, our data, our private information, medical information, banking information is not secure, then the whole society would be exposed to malware, would be to malpractices. It makes us really a target for fraudsters and hackers, and would make really all our applications, very prominent to disruptions.
Right.
So in order to have secure operation and secure society, where I know that all my banking data, my medical history, all my personal information, passport, credit card, all of this is secure, I need to make sure that we design product that makes our application more secure. So the statistics about fraud and hacks are there. the daily attacks are really daily.
Yeah, on daily basis. Yeah.
On daily basis,
Right.
and whether it's every one of our service providers is constantly under thousands of attack per day. It's really, the number is staggering. So in order to make sure that the society remains resilient, that our activities and operation remains uninterrupted, and that we can raise our families in a secure environment where your identity theft concern is not there, and the identity of your kids is not stolen, and the data, etc. We need then to design product that secure our society. So of course, every single company that works on increasing the safety and security and privacy of Canadian citizens, should be promoted, should be taken care of, and should be embedded in the applications. This is so fundamental to the well-being of our society.
Right. And I believe, the government of Canada also is working very hard to empower the organizations as well who are working for the security of its citizens and the small businesses. Now, Fadwa, what changes or expansions do you foresee in the coming years for 137?
So, of course, for us, we are entrepreneurs, right? So the future always looks brighter. By nature, entrepreneurs are optimists. So my view is optimist. So I see a future where 137 is, integrated in the fabric of banking, of travel, of telcos. I see secure data exchange and ownership for users. It means that every Canadian would have the right and the control of his or her personal data, that the person would be able to share their data with whoever they want in order to avail services, and all the data is always under their ownership and control. So I see a much more empowered Canadian citizen, and I see a much more reliant sector where the exchange of data between these two, including the government, is regulated, secure, and encrypted.
Right.
And this is the way really to maintain democracies. It really goes beyond just the security. It touches on maintaining all the democratic, applications of our daily life. How do we not fall to fake news? How do we not fall to just being sent deep fakes of prime minister saying random stuff, right? So you have to trust what you're hearing, you have to trust what you're reading, and you have to trust the email you're receiving. If I receive an email from my bank, I want to know this is my bank. This is not a fraudster sending me an email. So in order to increase this trust, and the fragmentation of trust is very dangerous in democracies, because really it pushes people to the extremist side. So in order to maintain a democratic fabric, you have to make sure trust is there. And trust relies on safety and security and proper data exchange. And in the future of 137, you asked me about, I see us part of this fabric of trust where we, our motto is build and deliver digital trust.
Okay.
So we're building all the building blocks of this technology, we're delivering it to our partners, and we hope it becomes the way people exchange data on a daily basis.
Okay. Fadwa, your vision for the future not only sets the course for 137, but serve as a beacon for inspiration for many. Your proactive and forward-thinking approach is a model for all aspiring leaders in the business and tech communities. Before we wrap up, Fadwa, could you offer a piece of advice for our aspiring entrepreneurs listening today?
Absolutely. There's so much to share. I would say be cautious of and be very mindful of AI, first thing. AI is really here, is not going anywhere, and we're just really scratching the surface. So in the coming month, I would like to say that every person needs to be aware of AI, and it's not AI that's going to take your job in the next period. It's a person who knows how to use AI that's going to take your job. So I would say, first of all, educate yourself, be mindful of what's going on, integrate AI in your daily activities and in your daily jobs, and make sure to use this technology in using best practices. So know about security using AI, privacy using AI, and all what makes the applicability of AI within your daily job safe and secure. So this would be really the first one. Let's not ignore it because it's happening and it's arriving with a vengeance. So I would say be very mindful in the next 12 to 24 months to educate yourself and really integrate AI into your daily activities. Really, that would be my most important call to action. And even if you are in the security space, be mindful of security in the age of AI. What's happening there is very different from how we used to do security before. So update your learnings, educate yourself, and be on top of this new wave of technologies. And as Canadians, I know that technology is always really in our DNA. So I would say that there is a unique opportunity here for Canadians to really be on top of this game. So we have unique skills, each one of us. I would invite each person to include the breadth, to largen the breadth of their knowledge. So learn about AI, learn about quantum readiness, learn about what's happening in the hardware, and know that you are at the intersection of all those four moving forward, and update this knowledge. And for the next period, this unique set of knowledge, the person who knows more, a little bit in everything, is going to be a skill set high in demand. So I would say be this person. Let's make Canada very relevant in all those fields. Let's have every Canadian educate themselves in all those fields. This will make a society which is very much agile and ready for the next wave of innovations. And not only ready, but on top of the next wave of innovations. I see a lot of new applications, a lot of new jobs being created out of what's happening. My view of the future is not grim, it's very optimist, and I know that a lot of businesses will emerge in the next period that will take benefit of this new wave of technologies.
Thank you so much, Fadwa, for joining us and sharing such valuable insights into technology, leadership, and the impacts of SMEs on Canada's economy. It was really a pleasure hosting you today.
Thank you so much, and I wish Canadian SME a lot of success, a lot of growth, and thank you for your journey supporting SMEs and your recognition of 137 and other startups. I just want you to know that every mention, every recognition counts for startups, and your voice, your follow-up, your presence, your leadership is is a cornerstone for startup. It's very important. So please keep up the great job, and I hope that we can have more opportunities to collaborate together.
Yeah, thank you so much for your kind words.
Thank you.
We especially thank our partners RBC, UPS, Zero, Constant Contact, and IHG Group of Hotels and Resorts for the support of the SME community across Canada. Remember to subscribe to the Canadian SME Small Business Magazine by visiting our website at CanadianSME.ca and SMBpodcast.ca for more engaging content. Please like, comment, and give your reviews to help us bring you more engaging and interesting episodes. Until next time, keep pushing boundaries and innovating.